Welcome back, time to newcomers alike, to Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Last episode was sort of weird. We got really confused and I had to cut out a lot of footage. This episode we figured out where we're going, and we're about to talk to Ron Delight again. Let's go.
Mr. Wright!
Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation?
Yes, but please, don't leave me alone anymore!
Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you?
Well, you see...
On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Ballard, was murdered. But, there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it.
Okay.
Talk to me, you creepy, whiny mother freaker. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you are Mask the Mask?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday?
That was a quick response.
Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we?
Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am! The tragic clown!
I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn.
Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time.
So then the person dressed up as Mask the Mask in this photo.
It's gotta be Detective Atmey.
The night of the crime. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor. You went to KB Security, right?
Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should.
Alright, what happened next?
Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door.
That's probably when he dropped his wallet.
When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there.
Someone?
Then suddenly, they bashed me over the head. Bam!
Was it Kane Ballard that hit you?
I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body.
So that's why you put it in the safe?
Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it.
Okay, and what did you do after that?
Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them.
Nick? All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kinda sounds like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that. Oh God, why were you fired?
Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security?
How did you? I'm begging you. Please don't tell Desi! Please!
Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet.
Oh, thank goodness. No. But I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually.
Why have you been hiding it from her anyway?
Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living the life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She would never forgive me. My marriage would be over.
Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place?
Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that can bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least, that's what I thought anyway.
So he became mask-to-mask for Desiree, huh? Interesting. Alright, let's see if we can't figure out what to present to him now. Let's see. The emergency buzzer, maybe Kane's list. This list. We found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Ballard.
Hey! This is the list of all the things Mask-to-Mask stole!
And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000.
Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items?
The numbers seem a little low to me. Even in the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that.
I guess he knows about that stuff because he's used to be a security guard. Indeed. Did that open any chat options? No. Okay, what about this office buzzer?
That's the emergency buzzer from the CEO's office. Don't press it. It makes a terrible racket.
Hehe, sorry. I just love making a lot of noise.
Does this buzzer have something to do with this case?
Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there were no prints on it or anything else for that matter. Okay, what about this record?
The buzzer went off just once around the time that Bullard was killed.
Oh! That's scary!
Do you know anything about that, Mr. Delight?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't.
Why am I not surprised by how clueless he is anymore? Seriously, what a useless little butt munch. Here, take your wallet.
I was at KV Security at around 1 o'clock that night. I took out my wallet to open the door with the key card.
So, is that when you dropped it?
I'm sorry. I should have told you the truth earlier.
Huh. Okay, what about this blackmail letter?
So, was this blackmail letter written by KB Security CEO Kane Bullard?
I think so. Probably. You can only get into the CEO's office if you have a key card.
The blackmail letter said to meet at KB Security.
Then no one else other than Mr. Bullard could have written the letter.
Okay, so we got that tidbit of information down. What else is there that might be useful to present? Did we unlock any more chat options per se? No, we did not. Man, what are we supposed to be doing here? So confuzzled. What are you still doing with this keycard anyway? Didn't you return it when you left your job at KB Security?
Of course I returned it! Don't be silly! But it got sent back to me along with the blackmail letter.
With the blackmail letter?
Yes, it said, use this to enter the CEO's office.
Okay. Newspaper clipping.
Hey! This is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail.
But Master Mask, he must have gone away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared.
That's right. I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh?
Wow! Awesome! Hey, hold the phone! The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delight?
That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself.
Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. Newspaper clipping updated.
But as you might expect, Detective Atmey found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective.
Detective Atmey found the Master Mask disguise? That's interesting.
Yes, and I heard he brought it home with him.
So that's it. That's when Atmey got his hands on this.
Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume.
That must have been really time-consuming, huh?
Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters.
Blackmail letters?
What are you talking about? Hurry, tell me what you mean.
Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up.
Oh snap, there's the last chat option. Let's figure out. Blackmail letter.
This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got?
No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location.
So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, "I know you did it."
So someone found out about your true identity? Just like that?
It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal.
Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up?
Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safety deposit box, the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000.
No one said anything about me being worried, you know.
After that, I started getting plans in the mail.
Plans?
Plans, huh? Whoops, no, go back. We want to talk about those plans.
What are these plans you're talking about?
They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting, or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods.
So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you?
No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
It sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him.
So Ron Delight was Master Mask after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned it all out in detail.
All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safety deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail.
Could you try not to look so gleeful about it?
So you went after the secret urn because of one of those plans too?
Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal.
Mr. Delight, is everything you just told me the truth?
Yes, but please don't tell Tessie, okay?
Ron's testimony added to the court record. Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
Yes, but please don't hurt me.
Mr. Kane Ballard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him?
Yes, of course. I could never. I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday.
Why?
Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right?
I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight.
I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word.
Mystic Maya!
Hey, Pearly!
Wow, she came back from the village pretty quick.
I'm back!
Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time?
The sacred urn, Mr. Nick! I took it back to Karain Village to have it examined.
And? What did you find out?
Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn.
Phew, that's a relief. I was really worried.
But there's one small problem.
Problem?
These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint, and that they were put on the urn recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal.
Yes, Mr. Nick, we've got to find out how they got there.
Okay, we'll go find out how they got there.
But please don't forget about me.
Sacred urn refiled into the court record. Who's Ron Delight again? I can't remember. Let's go talk to Adrian. I think that's the last thing we have to do before the trial, so super excited about this. Man, I can't believe we're nearly done with case 2 already. Unbelievable. Alright, what do we got here? Main exhibition hall. Let's go break those goddamn sight locks, shall we?
Oh, Pearl. It's nice to see you.
Hello there.
I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to?
Well, actually, I was having this urn examined.
Oh! I see.
Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here.
Nick, let's look around one more time.
Yes, but first, we talk. And we break this goddamn sight lock. Shall we? Where's my Magatma? Oh, duh. Right at the beginning here. Take this! I mean that. Not this, that. This, that, and the other thing. Alright. I'm gonna skip through this since we already read it. Have any evidence that the urn submitted as the trial was genuine? Yes, we do. The urn itself. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Karain Village and had it examined.
Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how...
What she discovered was that the vase was broken. Again.
Did you say... again?
Yes, it was broken once a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too.
Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
This. There we go. This poster. It was made recently, right?
Poster? The poster for the exhibit!
At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed.
I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken.
That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth.
Wait!
4.
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Yes, that's it! It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
It looks like I still haven't broken the entire Cyclops.
Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor?
Yeah. Now can we present the urn again? No? Okay, the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor. Oh yeah, the box. Do I have the box? Okay, we are back, and I actually did forget a couple pieces of evidence. I was supposed to re-examine the urn box behind Adrian Andrews, and then examine the paint marks. So, what we present here is actually the paint marks. Well, Miss Andrews.
What is this supposed to mean?
There is pink paint all over this urn. And there is pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken there. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews.
But...
Uh-oh. She's trying to make her escape.
But you can get pink paint anywhere!
Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure.
Well, there is in my room.
Liar!
Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor. There's no proof that it's the same paint!
Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint in the urn to the paint on the floor is... this. Box. This box. The urn was stored in this, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yes, more or less.
The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right there! And that is when the urn was broken.
My name does you justice, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah. Sacred urn.
I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn.
Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher.
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did.
Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly?
No, not at all. I know just how she feels.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance, the box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box, and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. was in shock and let out a huge scream.
I can totally see how that could have happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands.
Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Karain Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big.
And that's when the IM got changed to Atmey?
I didn't know how it was originally written. But any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Atmey.
Any sane person? Really?
No, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then.
Sacred urn updated in the court record.
But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains.
Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it.
The Atmey face statue. Aha! Makes sense. One more chat option, we gotta end this. The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
But, Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall.
And?
I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I see. Now it makes perfect sense.
But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews?
Huh? What? I don't know anything about that! I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again?
Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why?
On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day it was moved. But why? Atmey Faye's golden statue updated. It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case.
Why? Why do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief, Ron Delight, was at KB Security. So then why did another mass show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow. It looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. Next episode, rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and next episode, the final trial of Case 2 begins.